Hey everyone. As promised, I'm here with a very special guest, Christian from old school Barbarian Party. So, Christian,
how's how's it
how
going,
about
guys?
you? Yeah, introduce yourself. People kind of want to know. Well, I already know, but why don't you tell everyone where you went and why,
I
sort
mean,
of thing.
it's a long story. You got to start from the beginning, like how we got into Clash, where I went, and like why did I decide to come back for an interview?
Yeah,
So
fair.
first of all, I started playing Clash back in 2013. Early on, my friend was playing it. And he told me this is such a fun game. You should get into it, and so downloaded it. Very popular at the time, and instantly was hooked. Like I started upgrading the base. And I had played similar games to it in the past, so I kind of had an idea how it worked. But this is a brand new game. It was really fun, and like by the end of the year, everybody was already playing the same game. I mean, the whole strategy based game, it was like building game. The fact that you didn't have to be on it 24/7 was kind of cool. You raid other people. I think that was the best part, the live aspect of raiding other players.
So, you told me before that how much would you farm? How much would you play?
So when I first
Like when
started
you were
off,
really into it, before
oh, okay,
war. Let's talk about the early days. How were you kind of sinking into it, and then tell me what happened and how you shifted once war kind of dropped.
so at the peak, I was farming about, I want to say 12 hours a day, 12, 15 hours a day. I'd set up like I'd play during school because I'd sit at the back, just play nonstop. My peak was probably around 2015, 2014 when I was playing nonstop. Just raid, load up my troops, set alarms for when my troops would be done, and just keep playing, keep playing, keep farming, keep farming. Whole thing was just to farm as much gold and get my walls upgraded. And I mean, that consumed a big portion of my life, and I mean, it was fun, but I was super addicted to the game, to the point where like I didn't really do much of my classwork. Didn't really, never did school, but I'd just be playing in class. And I mean, I had to build gold grab very, very quickly, and I mean, people just found it insane. But I know people who I was competing with who were farming walls a lot faster, and that's kind of what pushed me. I try to farm as much as them.
Gotcha. So it was funny because I always knew you as a war player, right?
Yeah.
Because we warred together. How did you? How did the game change for you when war came out? And like, how did you start take? When did you just start taking it seriously? Like, what you kind of do?
So I believe at the time when I was like at the peak farming, I was in a clan called In the Fog, and the clan was really a farming based clan, but we did some wars. But I guess war was never their priority, and when war came out, I kind of wanted to get more into that because it was more. Because at the time, my base was already kind of maxed out, so I was pretty close to max, and I wanted to do something different. It got too repetitive, and when you're spending 12 hours a day farming, you see something new and you kind of want to jump on it, and then you want to be the best at it. And so when I saw war, I saw it as an opportunity to start from ground zero and try to get really good at it. So I think I moved on to a few other clans, and then I was looking for a more solid war-based clan. I came across BarbarianParty recruiting. I don't know if it was on Twitter or if it was one of my clanmates joined BarbarianParty feeder, but I just followed them along, and that's how I ended up in the feeder of BarbarianParty. And early on, there was no real like war people who knew a lot about war, but I ended up coming across some old videos of some people 3-starring at Town Hall 10s, and I really just like watched their videos nonstop to try and learn how to become a 3-star player for Town Hall 10.
Gotcha. And so that was after you joined here, of course. Because I remember it was funny because me and you kind of like we both knew about like 3-star hits, but like not many other people did. And when we joined, it was kind of like we were kind of setting the stage for all that stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about 2015?
It was late 2015. It was when like I'm pretty sure Cam was the only YouTuber, like mainstream YouTuber, that wouldn't like sit there and just go wipe all day. Like that's the era we were in, and I can tell you right now, I'm not going to get too far into it because it's not what this video is about. But it's completely different now. Like Supercell promotes the competitive scene. Back then, I mean, dude, I remember we'd face clans and literally every single one of them go wiped, even the good clans, and we'd win by like 30 stars every war. We just blow out everybody because
Really?
we were
Yeah.
doing the stuff no one else was doing. way back when.
Okay, because I
But
remember like when War came out, everybody was like pumped about it. That was like what everyone was waiting for because you have a game called Clash of Clans, and the clans couldn't fight each other, and that's when like the scene really exploded. Back then, there was so much. It was more like 3 stars were impossible for Town Hall 10s. It would just go for the 2 star, and it wasn't even a thing. So when I started seeing these videos of like very like low subscriber YouTubers like pulling off these 3 stars on these very like maxed out bases, I kind of just like took example of that and just wanted to like keep practicing, and that's when I ended up joining BNP.
yeah, I remember my favorite YouTubers for learning the game had like less than 20,000 subscribers.
Oh,
At,
yeah,
at most. At
yeah,
most.
they usually had a few hundred or a few thousand. No one really
Yeah.
watched them, and they were just kind of under the radar. They were just recording like their just for themselves. Like they were just throwing a bunch of attacks to learn how to hit on very popular bases.
Right. Yeah, like Jake from One High was the big one that did that stuff, but like I didn't even watch him. He was months behind. And people didn't know that, and everyone throw him around, and I was just like, bro, like it's a lot of
Yeah,
good stuff out there that you just had to find.
yeah.
Anyway, so why did you obviously we had a lot of fun in Barbarian Party, but why'd you quit in 2016, like way back when?
I'm not sure if it was. I'm pretty sure it was a shift in the meta. Like when I was 3 starring Town Hall 10s, I believe Town Hall 11s was a very challenging 3 star. I didn't pull too many of those off. I had a good amount, but it was really difficult to pull off. But I think the meta that really changed it was Valkyries, where any Town Hall 11 could 3 star another Town Hall 11 with very little skill. I think when the Valk meta came in and you can just drop mass Valks and jump and heal them and rage them and just wipe a Town Hall 11, that really like took away all like the time and effort you put into mastering like this 3 star like on the Town Hall 11. And so that kind of pushed me away from the game. Ended up quitting because Town Hall 11 3 stars were now just common by everyone. It wasn't anything special, and I had been playing the game for so long. I think a combination of both things, just playing the game for about 3-4 years, like very very hard, a lot of hours, and how easy the meta had become for 3 starring 11s kind of made me quit. But the funnest game I've ever played nonetheless.
Gotcha. So what did you do after you quit? What was that kind of like?
I mean, it didn't really change because I still played Supercell games. So I didn't really leave like mobile gaming, if that makes any sense. Didn't really stop playing video games or mobile games at that point. I don't know when Clash Royale was released, but probably around the same time I quit Clash of Clans. So I
Yeah, it
started
was
playing
it was right
Clash.
around the same time, I remember.
So it gave me an opportunity to switch to another Supercell game, but still enjoying playing their games. I currently play Brawl Stars like very very leisurely, and also play some Clash Royale because those are really fun games. But I haven't gone back to Clash of Clans. But I would say out of all 3 of those games that I've played from Supercell, Clash of Clans was my favorite.
How high did you climb in Brawl Stars? Because I remember I thought you hit like top 50 once in the world or something like that.
So I never really became like a pro player like after the game was officially released globally. But I remember in beta I was top 20, if not like top 15
And
at one point.
trophies, right?
In yeah,
Or
in
whatever they
trophies.
use, yeah.
Yeah, in trophies. I remember the cap was 8K. I was sitting at about 7K at the time, and that was that was in beta when there was a trophy cap.
Yeah, that's some pretty crazy stuff. I've never pushed that high in anything. So what
And
are you up to now? I hear you're really into this Robin Hood game.
the best game yet. No, it's so. I mean, after Clash of Clans, I obviously played Clash Royale pretty heavily and Brawl Stars, but not as much as I played Clash of Clans. Finished up high school, graduated. Didn't really do too well in high school. Started a company, then started investing, got my licenses in investments. Started trading options in Robinhood and have made some decent money in Robinhood. It's very risky, high risk plays, but you
Don't
can
do
make.
it.
Yeah,
Just if
it's
you
not
don't know what you're doing,
recommended.
don't do it.
If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. You can turn $20,000 into 100,000 overnight, or you can turn $20,000 into zero. It's really
It's
that
pretty
simple.
much legal gambling.
It's legal gambling for
Except
anyone over.
it's more calculated. It's not just like you're throwing everything on black. It's
Yeah,
I
it's you
wouldn't
play off of
recommend
music.
it.
Yeah, if you've never invested in your life, get a paper trading account, trade fake money until you know what you're doing. See if it's even worth throwing your real money at it. Don't lose it. Just like going to casino.
I've seen people lose like what $600,000 in a few days. Yeah, it's
Yeah, some people have lost 4 million. Like they've taken their account from 150,000 to up to a 4 million, and then that 4 million turned into $20,000 within the span of a month. So you can make a lot of money then lose it just as quickly. It's just not fun if you don't know what you're doing.
yeah. So disclosure. I definitely do these with Christian.
At the end of the day, I consider it to just be money, but like I have multiple
It's just
businesses.
paper.
Just paper. I have multiple. I mean, I would love to have gone back to Clash of Clans, but I feel at the end of the day, it was probably better for my sanity and just overall life, like to just work on my businesses and move on from the game.
Yeah, that was me the past 2 years. But this video's not about me, so. Okay, so what was your favorite BNP memory?
Honestly, it was probably the people, you know. Before war, there wasn't a lot of interaction besides within the clan chat. There was no reason really to get on Skype calls. But when war came out, I think that brought the community a lot closer. It just made the game a lot more fun. You know, the banter we had with Danny, yourself. I mean, even Cam would jump on the Skype calls or the TeamSpeak calls. This was all before Discord. Just talking shit, doing war attacks, planning. All that was super fun. I think that was like the peak of Clash of Clans for me. Just the people.
Yeah, I agree. So Cam's videos hit different because it felt like it was kind of more authentic, right? Like you got a sense of the clan. Like people know me and you, right? Because we were a big part of the clan, like years later, right? But it was authentic in the sense that like you kind of felt like you were part of the clan. And like if you look at every YouTube channel, like no one really did that except him. Was like where you got a sense of the clan. You'd see the dumb stuff we say in clan chat, but like.
Yeah,
He
it was
never
not
even
censored.
hopped in. Like, imagine if he, it was censored a lot. Like, a lot of times he just couldn't open it because it was so rowdy in there. Imagine if he was like in the calls recording during war.
Forget about it. I guess I wouldn't say we're toxic. We just like to have a lot of fun.
We weren't toxic as much as we just kind of like make fun of each other and say dumb stuff. I was actually thinking about doing some videos where I'm live with like the clan with like Connor and everyone.
I don't know how that would turn out.
I don't know what's gonna be allowed on YouTube. What's not?
No, you would get like taken down, violation, copyright. I don't know what would happen. It just the video wouldn't be up for very long. I don't think.
No, yeah, but like I'm tempted to experiment with it, right? But I that's what I liked about being in BNP was it was like we were playing, we were good, everyone was super active. Like the YouTube channel made it more exciting. Our shenanigans were hilarious.
And like if you were good, you got to have like your attacks premiered. I think that's what I really enjoyed about the clan because I didn't even know Cam was a YouTuber when I had joined the clan. I just was looking for a good war clan at the time, and I guess I found that BNP somehow and just ended up getting accepted into the main clan.
And then you told Cam his attacks were shit.
I mean, it's the truth. I mean, he got a lot better, but at the time when I first joined the clan, they were pretty bad. And
he might hear this, just so you know.
I mean, he knows his attacks were shit at the time when I first entered. I think he accepted it. I think I saw one of his videos and he had accepted. Yeah, they were bad.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, I didn't know he was a YouTuber. I didn't know like I saw he was a leader, but like at the most he could do was kick me. But I don't know why he would kick like a good attack. Yeah, no, I was a little bit arrogant at the time.
No one else was gonna say it.
I was arrogant, but I wasn't like too cocky. I don't think.
I mean, he's a real solid player now. You'd be surprised if you saw it. He's been solid for years now. Like even towards the end of you playing, he was pretty solid.
Yeah. I had noticed the progress because like I was making progress as he was making progress.
Yeah, he got very good. He's actually probably one of our most solid players right now, which is
That's pretty
crazy to me. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
because especially seeing him from the start, like I think it was a Town Hall 8 attack that I would call him trash because it just was. But I mean, but at the end of the day,
No,
like,
he was
just,
fine.
It was all it was all banter, you know.
He
It
was
wasn't
fine.
really talking shit.
His 9s would hurt me. It was just the 9s.
And
The 8s
progress,
and 10s were fine.
The progress was there. The progress was there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, once I realized he was
now I can't say nothing. Now I can't say nothing.
I mean, that's the fun. Oh yeah, that was I think those the whole clan was just fun in general, just because we were at the top. I mean, there wasn't a lot of great clans. There wasn't like 3-starring wasn't really a thing until like months after we were doing it, and obviously there was a small like all Town Hall 11 or all Town Hall 10 clans that were like doing the triples back then, but it wasn't a very common thing.
I'll put
like,
it this way:
no one really knew it.
In our peak for our breakdown, I think we were probably like top 5, top 3 for the breakdown we ran. Because like I knew Town Hall 9, Town Hall 10 clans that were better than us, right? Like, but they ran a heavier breakdown. But like clans that ran 8s, 9s, and 10s, like the only one that competed was like One Hive Genesis. Like they ended up overtaking us. But
I remember prior, like at our peak when we had first started, we had a pretty good war streak. I don't know what it was up to.
It was 32, I think, but there was like a couple ties at the start.
Yeah, and then
we lost
breakdown.
We lost to a cheating clan, which we're not going to get into. But
yeah, I mean at the time it wasn't really prevalent in the scene, but you know,
no. Yeah.
Our breakdown was what, a couple 11s, like 2 or 3 11s, maybe 4 11s.
There was no Town Hall 11 then. It was,
yeah. It was just a couple.
It was you, Loki, and Cam, which was just like a power. No, we even had Danny.
It was 4
when it was right? When it was you, Danny, Loki, and Cam. Like you guys were machines. Like Cam would get his job done. He'd normally hit the 2-star hits, and then you 3 were just monsters. Like you guys would triple anything. And then our 8s were really good. We had some of the best 8s around. Like, we had a couple guys that were.
I had an account. I had a Town Hall 8 account in the clan. Like I had brought with me.
Our 9s were kind of the weak point, but I could normally like put up some triples down there.
Yeah, so that's really what we did. Like we'd clean up all the 9s, and if we had extra hits on our 10s, then we'd try to go for that triple on the 10s. And that's really where we. So once our 9s started getting solid, we had more attempts to go for triples, and that's when we started really practicing and getting down.
Do you ever miss it?
Do I ever miss it? No.
No, never.
I missed the people, but I still talk to some of you guys still. But like, I missed like. Do I miss the game? In a way, I don't miss the game. I miss more the community, like being able to plan wars with the community and like the clan and just the good laughs and everything. But like, could I ever get back into the game? Probably not. Yeah. I think that's another thing that the Clash of Clans I feel would be too time consuming. It would take away from what I'm doing.
Well, that's why I wasn't playing the past 2 years. It was like college, the stuff I've been doing with
Clash of Clans is one of those games that you can't just play casually because there's so many changes. The mechanics change. Well, me personally, I guess I just have an addictive personality.
You can play Clash of Clans casually. Most people do. We can't.
No, I get too involved. I would want to learn every single mechanic, just like study for like hours. Just
I lose a war and I'm just like, what's happening? Or like someone leadership does something, and I'm just like, what are they doing? Or like, I don't want to lose.
I think when I was a co-leader in the clan, like you could catch me just about any hour of the day in the clan chat. Like, that's how. Like, I'm still trying to get the stock trading thing down. This Robinhood game is pretty intense.
This Robinhood game.
Nah, but I'm moving.
If you want a code to a free stock, comment below.
Don't use Holden's code.
Yeah, I need it more than you, buddy.
Use my Weeble. I don't even know, dude. I don't even
use code Team for 10% off fuel.
That's about it. You got any more questions for me?
No, you got anything else you want to say?
Holden was the best clan leader.
It's not even up for debate.
Remember when Danny tried to get leadership?
Okay, so story time for everyone watching. This kid Danny, most toxic player in the clan, changes his kick profile to match exactly mine, like same profile pic, same name on there, and he messages Cam and he goes, "Hey Cam, I think Danny would be a really good elder. He's a really good player and he's super friendly and nice to everybody." And Cam's like, "Oh, okay, sure. You do the honors, promote him." Danny goes, "Okay." And Danny sends me the screenshot of Cam saying that, and he's like, "Hey, dude, just roll with it, promote me." I'm like, "No, what the fuck?" And so I DM Cam. I'm like, that was Danny. He changed his profile, and Cam, he totally had Cam. Absolute goop.
And that's the story of how Danny tried to sneak Elder onto himself.
You know, if he had access to my account or something like that, he could have.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah. All right, you.
All right. Well, I mean,
else?
if you have any more questions for me, I mean, if you go away, but I think that's about it, right?
Who was your
bases.
favorite clan member and why was it Holden?
And
all right, well,
hold.
Farewell. Thanks for watching. Here's Christian. If you want him back, let me know.
I'm not coming back. No, I'm not coming back. I mean,
I'll have to talk to you.
I'll come back on the channel. I'll come back on the channel for anything, but there's not much I can add besides that. Besides the fact that I quit already, so
I was thinking about having some Discord vibe videos where we're just all in war, just clowning at this.
No. I'm too toxic for that right now. Like, I don't even care that much about the game.
Yeah, well, that's like everyone else in here. So,
I mean, if you want your channel taken down, go for it.
It's not gonna get that bad.
I'll guarantee you'll get that bad.
If I let age, it's gonna get
Brando, get Brando, Danny, and Monkey.
Brando's not toxic. Brando just makes everyone else more toxic because of how nice of a person he is.
No, exactly. I know Brando's not toxic.
Brando is such a nice person that people get more toxic around him. I don't know why.
It's just the vibes. Just introduce Brando to any call and they'll get toxic just because people like to abuse him. Poor guy.
He's probably gonna be watching that.
I love you, Brando. Give me a call.
All right, well, there you have it. There's Christian.
Have a good one.
Party and
not coming back. Don't ask. I love
Never.
I love the game, but don't ask me to come back.
All right, well, thanks for coming on, bud, and I think that'll do it for this video.
All right, enjoy, you fuckers. Bye.
That's in the video.